So I'm changing my business. I wanted to talk today about what's been happening over the past few years. If you guys have a moment, sit down, have some popcorn, and enjoy. I'll take you back to like 2018 or 19. That is when I was shooting a lot of like editorial stuff, local boutique, local businesses, and around that time, I really wanted to make the effort to really get deeper into the commercial world. I wanted to be on the road and shoot bigger campaigns, like the cool stuff. I wanted to shoot projects for big brands and corporations and businesses and high profile stuff, celebrity work, all that. And so from 2018 to, I don't know, 2022-ish, I really started to make traction. I set that goal for myself and I was like, I don't want to play small time anymore. I want to be doing bigger stuff, right? I had my colleagues in the industry who I looked up to who were shooting for big brands and doing awesome stuff. So I was really kind of setting my sights to be on that level. Not to mention, of course, that those kinds of jobs paid a lot better than what I was currently shooting. Well, when I started to shoot those projects, I was on the road a lot. And I realized after a year or two that even though they were really fun and really enjoyable, that lifestyle is very exhausting. It's really tough to be on the road all the time. And having two kids, I really didn't like being away from family. So it was tough because the money was good, but there was a trade-off where I was making really good money at the expense of less time with my family. And that's when I had a decision to make. Do I want to roll with this for a few more years? Build up a lot of money, sock it away, and then make the change? Or did I want to essentially make a change sooner rather than later with my business and have more time with my family? And of course, I chose the latter. It was time for me to make a pivot with my business. So since around 2022 to now, I have really focused more on trying to get more of the local business and not being on the road as much. Of course, I'm still on the road and I'll take on jobs selectively, but that's the key word, selectively. To me, and what I value in my life right now, it was important to be close to home, to be with family. And I think that definitely means that I probably will sacrifice a bit of income. Like there is an opportunity cost there, right? Like when you decide that you're going to stay home and be close to family, and you're not shooting as many jobs on the road, naturally, you're just not going to make as much. And thankfully, I have a great team. So I've started to delegate, and I have shooters that will shoot for me. But of course, you have to take care of your team. You have to pay them well. So, whereas I might make X amount of money doing it myself, suddenly that is cut in half or less if I'm bringing someone on to shoot for me. But to me, that's well worth it because one, it's scalable and I'm able to bring on more shooters and therefore not have to do all the work myself. And two, it's worth it. Family is worth it. So that's the change that I decided to make with my business is I don't want to say I gave up commercial photography or I gave up the dream. I still very much enjoy shooting that kind of work, but on a more selective basis. And I think it's important for us to really kind of evaluate what do we want in our life, and is what we're doing now going to help us achieve that goal, right? Like we have to map our outcomes and what we aspire to with our current behavior. And I realized that my current behavior from 2018 to 2022 was basically, there was no end in sight. It was like you're just going to be on the road all the time and you're constantly getting bigger and bigger jobs, but that's just going to evolve into more work on the road. And I didn't want that. So I think the point of this, and this is as much for me as it is for hopefully someone who gets value from this video, is there's nothing wrong with pivoting. There's nothing wrong with asking yourself, like, what is my why? What's going to make me happy? And that is going to change. Maybe it's not from year to year, but after 3 or 4 years of doing something, you realize, wow, I really want to do something a little bit differently. I want to be closer to home, or I don't want to work as many hours in the day. And that's another thing, probably for another video. But there is this glorification of like hustle culture and grind culture. Like, man, if you're not completely exhausted by the end of the day, you're not working hard enough. Like, that is totally bullshit. That is not how it should be. If you own your own business, the point of your own business is to have independence and freedom, and obviously to make as much money as you can. There's no income limit. It should not be another job, because if it's just another job, you're better off working for somebody else for just 40 hours a week versus working for yourself at 140 hours a week, right? So for me, and this is something that I've really tried to solidify over the past couple of years, and it's what drives my decisions going forward, is I want to craft my ideal lifestyle. I want to live a life that allows me freedom and independence, and not have to trade time for money for every project. So I'm really happy with where I'm at, and I want this for everyone, for you guys. I want you guys to be able to do the same thing. And maybe this is a wake up call for those of you who are watching this now, that you're like, in year 6 or year 3 of your business, and you're doing the same old things, and it's starting to get repetitive. Maybe this is, a calling for you to change it up a little bit. Maybe you're pivoting into a different genre, or maybe you're scaling back a certain kind of work in your portfolio, and you're taking on something more challenging, more lucrative, or you're bringing on help. That's the exciting thing. You can change up your business. The point of it is to grow and not get stuck in just another job. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope that you found this video helpful, and I will see you guys in the next video.